Hello and welcome to Wild Logix. So I'm going to start off by reading from the Tao Te Ching, the translation by Stephen Mitchell. This is the pocket edition. A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent upon arriving. A good artist lets his intuition lead him wherever it wants. A good scientist has freed himself of concepts and keeps his mind open to what is. Thus the master is available to all people and doesn't reject anyone. He is ready to use all situations and doesn't waste anything. This is called embodying the light. What is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's job? If you don't understand this, you will get lost, however intelligent you are. It is the great secret. So with that in mind, I looked at the bottom of my deck and I found the High Priestess. So this reading is going to be about us embodying the creative, the force that created the whole universe, and our intuition guiding us. As was just said, the artist lets the intuition guide wherever it goes. So use your intuition in this reading. And by the way, this is Wild Logix. Welcome to anyone that's new. It's likely you're new because this is a very new channel. And as I said that, here we have the Fool. And the Fool is coming in to play with the High Priestess. This intuitiveness balanced out with an open mind. Trusting where we're guided to go. So we will get these intuitive hits, and perhaps they might not make sense, but they will guide us to where we need to go, and that is into more harmonious connections with our fellow humans, as was also mentioned in that passage, right? We are here to support one another. So if someone is in trouble, and trouble might be someone actually acting quite negatively, it's up to the people that have this inner mastery and clarity to help with that. And what that looks like, I think, is different than what we are used to. I am seeing the Wheel of Fortune in the mind and emotions. Those of us that have the imprint of this clarity can see the lineage of harm that creates quote unquote bad people, even though that's, kind of a strong statement. And I think ultimately the Tao doesn't necessarily, it's not our idea of good and bad. Let's just put it that way. It's this idea of going against and going with, going against the sovereignty and rights of all that is alive, going against the flow of nature and what makes sense for the well-being of people. But some of us are born with knowing that there is a certain way. And what that gift looks like for you might be different than the next person, but you still have it, and you're being asked to bring that forward. Especially right now is what I'm getting. And this is going to shift the story. It's going to end the cycle of the story of harm that has been strong language, but plaguing the world, where people have been taught that things have to go against one another. But no, you're here to walk in the world where you have no enemies. You can see clearly what works and what doesn't because you have this inner gift, but you are not going to squander that gift. You are going to help to turn things on its head so you can see the old story, and you're here to help make this new earth just recently started listening to that book by Eckhart Tolle again. Yeah, what kind of folks do you like to listen to? Any kind of I'm a person that's a fan of the Tao. I'm a fan of many things. Eckhart is someone that I will listen to sometimes. But there's a lot of different teachers I will tap into. And that's one of the beauties of the internet and the way things are structured right now, because there is this independence and abundance. We are being supported in sovereignty. But you must support the sovereignty of others. You have to see the bigger picture, see how these cycles of harm have come to be, and not... We can judge the actions, but we can also see the patterns and how they have been created and start to look deeper into what will shift them. Fire plus fire equals bigger fire. Unless, I guess there are ways to turn out fires with that, but it has to be done intelligently. But if we're just, at a gas station spraying gas on one another, like I'm thinking of from Zoolander, there are things that don't make sense to actually solve the bigger issue. And you are here in your grace and wisdom to see these patterns. You are a wild logician, my friends. That is what I'm seeing here with you. I don't think you would have jumped onto this channel if you weren't. You're ready for something else, and baby, your soul is on fire. This burns inside of you, and maybe as it burns, you might feel a little uncertain because perhaps the people around you don't see. They can't see this clearly, and you might feel like your intuition is off. But I promise you, you are on point. You're being asked to go deeper into the clarity and patterns you were born with. And this energy of independence and support will come in. I can't even tell you how wild my life is, that I am being supported to create in this way that I have never been before. And this is so funny. Befriend the world, polarize. And so this is a really interesting energy, right? So by being friends, by moving differently, by not mistreating people that are being harmful, but instead by befriending and helping, getting to see their patterns of harm. And it's a complex process. And I imagine that anyone that's listening is hearing this. And the main message is I can't tell you how to do this. You know how to do this. And it's going to be on a case-by-case basis. But you need to cut the cord of doubt. This intuition and way of seeing things it's so deep within you, and you need to celebrate the successes you've had in your way of seeing and just honor yourself. Even if that's a celebration with yourself or your cats or in meditation or on a walk talking to the birds. You get to see and honor how you've gotten to as far as you are, and the universe is going to continue to give you energy to support this mission, to support this, because the world needs independent, soulful people that will walk in a new way. And it's you. You have everything you need. The thing that is left to do is to cut those cords of doubt, to let the fool step in and reign supreme is what I just heard, which is pretty funny. Let that innocence be forward facing. All of the programming that you have gotten to this point about who you are and how you operate, let that go. That's not useful further. And if it comes up, it's time for you to start to talk to your mind kind of in this way that anyone you would talk to that has been through patterns of harm. So your mind, your ego is trying to protect you because of what you've experienced, and it does not want you to be as loving and wise as you are, because there are signs out there that suggest that that's the wrong way to go. But those signs and messages are part of the negative programming of society that has gotten us into this point of extreme discord where we're all working against each other. You know, there are people working together at times, but even, I don't know about you folks, but there's so much friction. We have not really worked a lot on how to create flow in groups, how to work collectively in ways that are not controlling and manipulative. But you have a key within you on how to do that. And I believe that most people do, but some people have this destiny to be the people that set the stage for this. And if you've been through a lot in your life, that is part of the key for that vision. That vision has come from your own experiences of transforming chaos in your life. You are incredible. And the most incredible people today have transmuted a lot of challenges. So, this is a new channel as I'm shuffling these cards and they're deciding whether they're going to come out. Like and subscribe. Say hello. I'd like to meet you if you're willing. It's really special to me that you're spending time with this message, because it is my personal mission to spread this knowing that is very deep inside of me, and I'd like to encourage you to do the same. So part of this wisdom is coming from overcoming slights and making the choice that I just was talking about, where you can see the patterns of harm and you know that reactivity is not going to make things better. So you are going to experiment and rebel, and that type of way of walking is going to polarize people against you, because it's going to be quite unique and perhaps witchy, perhaps just artistic or creative or performance arty, or just, it doesn't make sense. But once you start to cut the cords of doubt and really walk in this wild, beautiful way, and you have that perseverance and faith, it's going to be like you're carrying this globe of light, of knowing that you can hand to other people. Oh my gosh, I'm getting emotional. It's really beautiful, folks. Anyone that is here on this journey with me, you have a choice, right? You can try and be the king, the controller, or you can be the dancer. This couldn't be more perfect, right? Are you going to be the king or the dancer? Are you going to try and rule over others? Or are you going to do the dance of life through self-expression and inner strength? Are you going to be the master that the Tao talks about, that the I Ching talks about, where you use your own strength to dance life without having to control? Because the people that have relied on control, and even in the areas of our own life where we've relied on control, there is going to be a reversal of fortune. It is not the way that things work. Beings cannot control one another for long periods of time and get away with it. It goes against the sovereignty of the universe, and it's not good. That's all I can say. And again, there's the devil is in the details here. I can't tell you in every case, but we get little bursts of karma when we mess this up, and it's okay. We're human. We're trying to navigate a pretty thick storyline here. So don't be hard on yourselves if you've tried to be the king. You don't have to. That's not necessary. You can be the otter. Ugh, this is fun. I'm going to read that because the otter is about play. So, yeah, you can have fun with this, which I bet is a relief to you as much as it is to me, because I have been grinding on this path of trying to understand and trying to do the right thing, and I get exhausted. But the universe is incredible, and we are about to clear. This Panther energy is going to help us flip the script on the old story of the world. We are going to transmute those aspects of ourself that are learned, that don't belong to us. We're ready to let those go. You're going to be letting those go, and that is going to help you cut those cords of doubt. I got too many cards here. So I have the rabbit, has anxiety, the tarantula, which is divine feminine, divine masculine. So you're bringing these together. You're getting over your nervousness. There is this patience and strength that's coming in, and it's going to result in this black egg energy, which is this self-expression. And wow, even as I speak this, the truth is coming out. It is unleashing. And then we have the cobra and the crow at the bottom of the deck. This clairvoyance and patience. So give yourself time. And you might experience some physical symptoms or exhaustion, or it's just part of the purge. It's part of the transmutation. Give yourself a break. This work is energetic, and then it leads to how you move in the world. It will be a process of alignment, and then physical shifts and alignment. It will go in and out. So embrace that. It doesn't have to be all at once. And the more fun you can have with this, and nothing has to go fast. This whole fast thing that things are getting raunchy out there, but going fast does not make good work. Okay. So the otter, this is your inherited birthright, unobstructed joy, playfulness, contentment. Perhaps the most joyful creature within the animal spirit deck. The otter represents absolute bliss. Otter energy is the playfulness of a child, available to us at any age. They have a giddiness and reverence for life itself without the presence of doubt, worry, or skepticism. Imagine yourself with a little more otter energy. What would life look like? What would it take to bring you there? The otter card begs these questions and wants to transport us to that precious place as soon as possible. The celebration awaits. This is exciting, and I don't have it with me right now, but I have. So the otters will keep a stone with them for their lifetimes, like a sacred object. And so this is telling me that you might want to start to bring a sacred object with you, to ground this in, to start to infuse it with magic. Although, on one hand, you don't need the physical world. It can be fun to ground things into energy. And so I am someone who has studied with the shamanic principles of Peru through the Four Winds Society, and we put energies into stones as a part of that practice, and we have healing stones. And so I have a lineage stone connected to that lineage, and I've done a lot of actually work online with that stone. If you have any questions or want to know more, post it in the comments. I'm happy to share anything that people are interested in. But I love stones, and so that was something that really excited me about that practice. And so when the otter is in balance, it's full of love and needs nothing. So this will just take you out of all of these stories that we have been put in. Right, the otter needs to eat and swim around, but the otter does not worry about a lot of the stuff we're worrying about. It is unobstructed joy, playfulness, and contentment. So you're not, the otters are not someone that's watching an ad and then needing something else, or watching a YouTube video and then being I need to fix my body. The otter's just in it, and it's okay if you have goals and things you want to shift. but do it with joy and love for yourself, because it's fun to transform. It's playful. You're playing with the universe. When out of balance, the otter is gloomy, sighs, and makes silly excuses. And trust me, that is my vibe some days. I get it. So bring into balance, dance party or celebration. So that's super fun. I've been feeling the need to have a little dance party. So I'll see you all in the 5D with that, right? Let's do it. And with that, let's talk about the Panther. And so it's funny because these cards are really reminding me of Four Winds energy. So we would use the Jaguar, but the Panther is very similar. And it does the annihilation of the unnecessary purging. So this transmutation of heavy energy called Hucha is what the Panther can do for you. So the Panther won't stand to see our growth or energy stagnate. Instead, it pounces on our lives and causes all kinds of havoc, with the ultimate intention of bringing us toward a more fulfilling life. Okay. So, whoa, I lost my place. It's unexpected, uncomfortable, and sometimes feels devastating, but after all the dust clears, it's easy to see the Panther's wisdom at work. We've all been through these experiences, and they've made us better people. Trust that the Panther's journey always leads to a brighter place. And the brighter place is this black egg, which is kind of funny. But trust me, we're going to get there. When in balance, brave and productive. When out of balance, self-destructive, right? So this is the stuff that we've kept in our system that we are using to destroy ourselves. So to bring into balance, get rid of the unnecessary. Think about the unnecessary in your physical world, in your thoughts and emotions. And of course, do the healing. Don't turn your back on yourself, right? But what are you ready to let go of? What are you ready to give a ceremony to and say, thank you. You have helped me to this point, and I cherish and love you, but you can take a retirement now. Thank you, So clear the house, clear the home, clear old stories. What stories are you hanging on to? What stories need a revamp? What story can you tell in a new way? And that's a whole other topic, but that's part of this. And then energetically, what are you ready to move past? And that will be as you clear these other layers, the energy will come in to support you with this independence and sovereignty. Okay. And so then we have the black egg, which I have a Ukrainian lineage, and the egg, it represents the whole entire universe. So it's very sacred. The egg is something that a young Ukrainian girl will give to a young Ukrainian boy when she fancies him. So, but in this case, you are just giving it to yourself so you can give it to everyone, because the world is your mirror. And if you struggle with love, it makes sense, because we got a lot of messages that are funky about love. But start to give this egg to yourself and speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. The truth. What is the truth about you? The truth is you are a part of this magical world that we don't fully understand. Science is still figuring it out. We certainly don't know what is beyond this or before this. And the universe is so vast, it's mind-blowing. So you are a part of an infinite puzzle of existence. You're gorgeous. So that's the truth. You are irreplaceable and infinite. And you have everything within you that you need for the next steps. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies. Not even white ones. The living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in, books draw us in, the concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? What is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things that others want to hear, gossip, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment, in every situation. It is the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. And so this is at the base of the throat chakra, which, I've been clearing during this reading. So thank you for sitting with me during that. It's important for all of us, but it's very important for the creative people. And you, my friend, are creative because the way you see the world is creative. It's shifting. The way you carry yourself is incredible. Stop wondering if you make a difference, because you do. Every single person makes a difference. People that are willing to embody a higher level of grace and clarity and compassion will shift situations in powerful ways. I know in my life, as much as there have been people that have harmed me, the people that have shown me the clarity and the love are the ones that broke me open. And you have the power to do that for others. You are the nest for your voice. Treat it kindly. That is the message for today, my friends. I'm wishing you well. If you enjoyed this, support the channel by liking and subscribing. I appreciate that very much. Say hello, and until next time.